What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to the Toma Todito show. And wow, I try not to record the post fight recaps or the recap episodes right after the fight. Usually, I have a few drinks in me. I'm enjoying the fight, good company, and so a lot of times you end up getting a lot of outside input into your opinion, a lot of opinions. You end up taking all that in, and it ends up swaying your thought process, right? Nonetheless, today is a little bit different, right? I'm with family. I had really good company around me. Yes, I've had a couple of glasses of scotch, maybe three, maybe four, and but it was necessary, right? You enjoy a good fight, and to me, scotch, a good cigar, and a good boxing match, it's classic. I pay homage to those that did it before me. I'm a few decades in this world already, and I feel like it's due. You know, I've paid my dues, and this is the right way to watch boxing from now on. What a masterful performance by Canelo Alvarez. Amazing fight. Callum Smith, if you guys want me to post the scorecard as I had it, I saw what DAZN was posting and some of their guest judges. They were just trying to get Callum Smith something, but it was a one-sided affair. I had Callum Smith win the first round. I didn't know what else to give him. There were close rounds, and the close rounds, Canelo was basically setting his foot on, cementing as his rounds down the stretch. Not stealing rounds, but definitely owning the rounds by way of big punches, combinations. Just listen, this is not the Canelo that we used to talk about a few years ago, that 4 or 5 rounds into the fight and Canelo gasses out. This is not the Canelo that fought Mayweather. This is not the Canelo that fought Miguel Cotto and everybody was nervous that Canelo, hey, 4, 5, 6 rounds in, Cotto's gonna wear him out. Nonetheless, remember, Cotto gave him an awesome fight. The Canelo that people were wary about, that his chin was not going to hold up against Triple G. This is a different Canelo. This Canelo, this version that we're seeing of Canelo right now is at its peak. He is at the highest moment of his career. This is the absolute best that we will see Canelo ever. In his last few fights, he's getting to this peak, and he is at his peak. How many fights will he be able to perform at this level? I don't know. But he just unified titles at the 168 division. He is the lineal champion at 160 and 168. And if this isn't enough for the conversation to start as far as who the greatest Mexican boxer of all time is or was, I don't know what it's going to take. Canelo Alvarez has won a title at 175. He started as low as 147. If he started at 140, my memory's failing me, but I know he started at 147, where he started making waves. 154, 160, 168, 175. What else? What are we waiting for? To see Canelo go against Anthony Joshua? To see Canelo go against Andy Ruiz for a big Cinco de Mayo Mexican all-out war? And try to top Roy Jones's record? I mean, listen, the sky's the limit for Canelo Alvarez. I use that phrase a lot, and I mean it every single time that I use it. Canelo Alvarez put on an awesome performance. Great boxing technique, great boxing overall. Defense, offense, counter-punching, lead, momentum. It was in his favor. I have not, it's been very rare that I have seen someone who had the advantage of the reach and who had the advantage of the height end up approaching the fight, or at some point it seemed like the height and the reach became a disadvantage, and it was playing as a disadvantage for Callum Smith rather than an advantage, because Canelo Alvarez is that good, and he neutralized the distance, compromised the space, compromised the pocket, and got inside on Callum Smith constantly. And when Callum Smith tried to capitalize on his reach, Canelo was too fast to evade the punches. This was what we saw tonight. Callum Smith is a game fighter. He has no reason to hang his head, and he will be trouble for anybody at 168, including Canelo, should they ever get around to a rematch. But Callum Smith needs to eliminate Caleb Plant, needs to eliminate Benavidez, needs to eliminate Danny Jacobs, who's now moving up, needs to eliminate BJ Saunders, who's a stablemate of his. If he ends up eliminating these other opponents and doing what Golovkin should have been doing at 160 this whole time, instead of wasting his time with Sarah Mehta and Steve Rolls and all these other fighters, if he does what Golovkin should have done at 168, we will see Callum Smith and Canelo 2. As of right now, Canelo is a man at 160 and 168, and this is no fluke. What an amazing, amazing display of boxing. And if it's ever been so evident, in which I thought a few weeks back the Danny Jacobs Gabe Rosado fight was going to be, where Danny Jacobs made the claim, there's levels to this game, yet the fight turned out to be anything but. This fight, if you ever have paid attention to boxing and mastery at its best, this fight showed and displayed at its maximum capacity the levels of boxing. You had the top level of boxing technique, of boxing skill, of defense, offense, and the approach to the game, and the reading, the understanding, the comprehensiveness that goes into this match and into the game on behalf of Canelo, and the approach by Callum trying to catch up, trying to keep up, trying to maintain, trying to adapt. This was boxing at its best. The lineal champ at 168 versus the lineal champ at 160. The lineal champ at 160 moves up to 168 to challenge for the throne at a higher weight, and does it, accomplishes it. What else can I say? Awesome, awesome match. I don't know how many more episodes I will record like this, just fresh out after having watched the fight, a few drinks in. But listen, I give you all my heart. I give you everything in me, and I put it all into these episodes, and I do it for you. Thank you all for continuously tuning into the Toma Todito show. I have plenty more stuff, plenty more content coming in the future. Thank you all for tuning in and episode out, and for starting to create a following. You're it. You're starting to create the movement, the following. This is a heartfelt casual fans boxing channel, and I couldn't be more grateful, more thankful that you're listening to these episodes. But I give you my all. I give you my heart. I speak from the heart, and when I tell you this, it's from a casual fan. Maybe I'm a bit of a hardcore fan, but I still consider myself a casual fan. Listen, awesome performance by Canelo. no reason for Callum Smith to hang his head. And I can't wait to get back on here and let's talk the future for Canelo 2021. Let's talk the future for Callum Smith 2021. And I have some more episodes. I'm going to give it a few hours. I also got to see the UFC fight night. Amazing card. Amazing fights as well. But I'm going to do justice and I'm going to do right by the UFC. And the UFC fight night by Stephen Thompson and Jeff Neal, by Jose Aldo and Chito Vera, by Anthony Pettis, by Michael Pereira, by Marlon Moraes, and the many more fighters that competed in that event. I will do justice by them. I will do right by them. I will do right by you, the fight fan, and I will dedicate a completely separate episode when I'm in my full senses, and I'll also touch on the comeback of Felix Sturm, and I'll touch on the comeback of Sergio Martinez, which also took place today, earlier today. So nonetheless, I'm out in Florida. It's already, let me look at my phone here, 1:32. So it's 1:32 in the morning. This is very rare for me to do this, but I bring you this from the heart. I speak to you from the heart, and wow, I just had to. Tomorrow morning, I'll be catching a flight. I'll be heading back home and put an end to this trip, and we'll get some more episodes pumping out here these coming days. But thank you all again for tuning in, time in and time out to the Toma Todito show, for making the show what it is today. All you fans in France, all you fans in Russia, all you fans in Peru, in Mexico City, in Atlanta, Georgia, in California, in Arizona, in Florida. I hear you. I appreciate you. I thank you. And I speak directly from the heart to you. Thank you all for tuning into the Toma Todito show, and I will talk to you all soon. Take care.